Everyone knows the most iconic scene in Hotline Miami. Our first introduction to Richard. And Don Juan and Ramus besides that. But let me take away something from this scene. I want you to guess what I removed. See if you can spot the difference. Did you catch it? No? Well, let me play it again with everything in its place. Do you see it? Better question. Do you hear it?
Now, I've been interested in this series of Hotline Miami for a while. Don't ask why I waited until the great year of 2025 to play it. That's not important. What is important is the music for both of these games. So, if you will, allow me to just borrow some of your time. I will show you why the soundtrack to both of these games, they're more important than you think. To me, without the score that was blessed to us, these games wouldn't have worked. Now, I'm going to split this up. I'll discuss the music that plays during the slow moments of the game, then the tracks that are just pure adrenaline. First things first. This song here sets the scenario for Hotline Miami 1. The sounds of the distant waves crashing along the shoreline, with the guitar playing in the background, get this feeling of nostalgia. It's like your worries, your troubles are just minuscule. You're existing in the moment. You are free. The beginning here serves as a reminder that even a homicidal murderer like Jacket should be able to be at peace every once in a while, just like you, the player. It's almost like it's trying to lure you in with this false sense of security. We're already this deep. We're not even past the damn title screen. This is gonna be a long one. Well, if Horse Steppin' lured you in, Silver Lights will make you feel unwelcome. This song feels like it's pressuring you, waiting for you to break. The reverb bouncing from wall to wall, as if the voices in your head were singing to you. The bass coming in with the startup to rock. You're in a body and mind into another plane. One thing that stands out about this song is that it's only used when Jacket is having an inner battle with himself. In a way, this represents the constant struggle in the song. Let me explain. You have the guitar, the bass, the drums, although they must remain uniform throughout this song. The only one that falls out of line on purpose is that guitar. You must be asking yourself, what does this have to do with the game? Richard. He is the only one who falls out of line. He is the only one who still has a presence throughout the song. And ironically, he is the only one who remains in the end. Now that we feel empty, let's feel like a total monster.
As soon as you wake up as Jacket, you find yourself in a dodgy apartment. Trash all over the floor. In this place, you don't feel like someone with social anxiety or depression. All you can think about is that phone and when it rings. Sonarai managed to capture this feeling of someone who is eager for that phone call, someone who is eager to hurt people. The utilization of the synth here is brilliant. It makes you feel like you're deranged, like you're sick, like you're infected, but the disease isn't an illness. You are the disease. You are the virus. This being the first song we hear when we start the game, not only is it effective, it's crucial. The dream sequence set the stage. Deep cover is the performing act. Even though you get a sense of how isolated and depressed Jacket is, you also get that feeling he enjoys doing this more than he should. But Biker, on the other hand,
Now this is the tune of someone who kills with no regret or remorse for his actions. His apartment is decked out with everything that was considered cool in the 80s. A keytar, record player, a computer, animal skin rug, and video games. You get the idea. It appears that Biker is very happy with his new life. There was one time where he got a little wild, and as you can probably see, yeah, that happened. This track is called It's Safe Now. It's a very ironic song title, if you think about it. As before, you felt like you were in danger every time you woke up from Jacket's apartment. But in Bikers, it's literally safe. No one can hurt you. You get this sense of comfort, this feeling of relaxation. Despite Biker's violent personality, yeah, the bass here serves as a reminder that while everything is calm, this is an apartment that's owned by a murderer. You want to know what other song was used to reflect the emotions of murderers? Shifting over to Hotline Miami 2, this time we have Gone with Horse Stepping that tried to welcome us in. This time, the song serves as a warning. Yet it doesn't directly tell you what's going to happen. It's almost soothing, but you still feel that sense of caution. Gone are the waves that crash amidst the shoreline. Here we're given distant white noise, the sounds of breeze and wind, as if something is blowing you away. Those who play the game know how it ends, so hopefully you see what I'm getting at with this analysis. Well, this is new. For the first time, we're giving a warning from the title screen. But, as they say, curiosity killed the cat. It's that same curiosity that will kill us all. So let's see how it ends. But first, we need to see some new faces.
Now, not only are we met with, but we're introduced to the fans as well. After the events of the first game, Jacket made quite a name for himself, inspired not only a film to be made from his atrocities, but a group of war vets to do the exact same thing. Even copying the flow of Deep Cover, that familiar sound, that sense of dread, it doesn't try to be cheery. It keeps that feeling of there being a sickness, and this time it's not one, but 5. Yet at the same time, the fans, when they were introduced, they didn't seem to be, well, sick, or so we thought. It's like we didn't know what was going to happen, but it's that feeling that it would happen. And it did. It leaves you guessing, it keeps you on edge. You'll never know if tonight will be your final night, or if you'll live to see another day. By pure luck.
Now here's a problem. Hotline Miami 2 features a bunch of characters, like 12 to be exact. But some of them don't play any major roles, so to shorten up this massive essay, it's already 14 pages long, I'm cutting out Jake and Martin until the next segment of the video. Pardo and Evan will share a part, as well as the son and henchman. Richter's chapters uses the song Around, which I feel like it's better being associated with Evan, so for him I'll use Disturbed instead. I'll talk about Beard, don't worry, because his slow parts in the game uses just several songs, so I'll narrow it down to the one I deem is worthy. Anyway.
Manny Pardo, detective of the Miami Police Department, and possible Miami mutilator, but I just can't prove it. Of course, considering that he's a detective, he needs that cliche law enforcement beat. Yeah, that's the one. Despite being a song used for a working man of the law, it sounds like it's not all there. It keeps cutting up. Just like how Pardo isn't all there. But again, I can't prove it. In contrast with that, Evan is more mellow than his violent friend. Around is calmer and more collected, mirroring Evan's peaceful personality. Well, if you don't send him into fits of rage, of course. Evan here is a former military journalist who served during the American-Russo conflict, and the horrors he experienced and wrote about only make sense that the song tries to reflect that peace he wishes to achieve. Well, that's enough about the good guys. Let's talk about the mob.
Now, even though this song is called Untitled, which is somewhat lazy, I'm not going to lie, I like it because this here fits the character of Henchman. Here's why. You see, the henchman has been working for the mob for a while now. I mean, some fans speculated that he's been working ever since the father was still around, making him quite old. With old age comes regret and guilt, but his pleas go unanswered. All he wants to do is just get out of the game, but this song can't really express it. You see, you look around the environment that the henchman's in, it's luxurious. Like, why would you want to leave this? Get the sense of wealth, power, notoriety from the song. This was accomplished by the Russians after the death of the father, but Henchman wants to leave this life behind. The son does a complete 180 off the rip. At first, it starts off a little goofy, but then when the bass drops, it gets serious. As the son of a former mob boss, he needs to be strong and fearless for his humble followers, but that droning bass in the background makes you feel like he could snap at any moment. A perfect tune for a hot-headed individual like the Sun. I mean, he did do that thing at the end of the game. Yeah, I'll talk about that later.
Even though this starts out sounding so sinister, Disturbed is very depressing when you think about it. Now, coming from one, we didn't know to deal with Richter, or why he did what he did to girlfriend or Jacket. We knew 50 Blessings told him to do it, but why did he agree? Well, we see why he's so passive here. His poor mother has an illness that makes it impossible for her to do mundane tasks, and so Richter wants to ensure her safety. However, when 50 Blessings start to knock on your door, you'd better answer. Seeing as they threaten to kill his mother, Richter has no choice but to go and get his gloves soaked in blood. A fitting song with a fitting name. A simple man who wants to spend his time with his bedridden mother is forced to commit crimes to appease this shadow organization. It started sinister, but it got all sad, just like the character of Richter. He was mysterious, deadly, and frightening even, only for us to see that he's someone who got caught up with the wrong crowd.
Now, it was extremely difficult choosing a theme that perfectly represents Beard, but I may have found it. Beard is a member of the American Special Forces unit Ghost Wolves. With a title like this, you'd think he would love going out on these types of missions? Well, Russ says otherwise. All we hear is rain, thunder, and a strong wind in the background. We get this somber, moody sound, as if Beard doesn't want to do this anymore. As if he just wants to stop killing and open up a bar, open up a store, just relax all day. But that storm, if you played the game, you know what I'm talking about, is still ever present throughout the song, meaning that no matter how hard you try to stay dry, you'll still be caught in that storm. Before we move on to the action tracks, let's discuss the songs used at the end of the levels, the scoring, and the final interactions before the chapter ends. Hotline Miami 1 uses Crush. 2 uses a song that's not really in any official release, but it's called Videodrome. Regardless, both invoke this feeling of regret and reflection, like, what happened? What did I just do? Is what comes to mind. The fun music stops and you're just left, surrounded by the bodies you created, the blood you spilled. You don't feel bad, you feel disgusted with yourself. And for what? For the high score, of course. Miami and Dust is crazy because two different composers made these songs, yet they feel the same. They also sound the same, but let's not talk about that. It doesn't feel like a justified victory, it feels like a hollow one, like congratulations, you killed people. Here's your score, now get lost. It feels like a slap in the face, in the best way possible. It tries to sound rewarding, but it comes off as an insult, like, are you really proud of yourself? Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. Now, for the final interactions, well, it's hard for two because there's no definitive final interaction song. So for one, Daisuke is used to center your psyche after the killings. A familiar face, a familiar sound to calm you down, to reassure you that everything will be okay. But the song distorts halfway through, almost like it's trying to give you another false sense of security. I mean, it's probably nothing, right?
Now, let's get into that blood-pumping, action-packed, adrenaline-fueled battle tracks. Now, there are too many to decipher, so just like the beard section, I will be picking and choosing the best battle track that perfectly represents the corresponding character. Now, for the fans, I'm not doing them one by one because they are a group, so one song to identify the whole group. And since Martin and the henchmen have one track, it should be easy to decipher. By the way, the special levels in 1, like Push It, Vengeance, and Showdown, you get the point, will not be included as the songs that play are exclusively for those levels. I'm trying to cover all the bases here so people won't rip my head off in the comments because I didn't include this song or that. Regardless, let's go.
Well, when you boil it down, Paris is the best representation of Jacket's personality. At the start, it seems like your standard affair of EDM, not like it's nothing new, nothing crazy, but as the song slowly progresses, it goes off the deep end, just dissonance. No harmony is found, only chaos, just like Jacket. He was a man who was left severely broken after the war, after the loss of his best friend and his crumbling social life. The only thing he can do right now is cause chaos to the people that wronged him, the Russians. Although he did rescue girlfriend, he was still going out every night killing Russians. Although girlfriend was having a positive influence on Jacket, he was still going out killing Russians. Although he tried to be uniformed and start anew, he was still causing chaos. You could say he was the dissonant in his own song. No harmony, no peace, no order, only chaos.
If Jacket was someone who wanted to kill to satisfy his lust for revenge, Biker is someone who's in it for the love of the game. This song here perfectly captures how all of these killings are just a game for Biker. Like, listen to this theme. You think he has remorse? Does this sound remorseful to you? He was getting bored because all these murders weren't even a challenge for him. But Biker still tried to find a way to have some fun. I didn't know killing Russians would be boring, but if he's that bored, then they're doing something wrong. Really fitting that the song ends with everything crashing down. Regardless of if Biker discovers 50 Blessings' plan at the end of the game, he still runs away with that fear that they will have him killed if he returns to Miami. Now for Hotline Miami 2. We are going by the order of characters that the game presents to us. So it will be the fan Spardo, Jake Martin, Evan Henchman, Beard Richter, and finally the son, dear God. Let the yappening begin.
Now I'm going to piss off several fans. The 4 of them that are left, but when I think of a song that best represents the fans, I'm sorry, gang. I don't think Roller Mobster works. Look, crucify me later. The song that works best, in my opinion, is this. Alright, no. Put those pitchforks down. Put down the torches. Let me explain, please. Now, the fans were inspired by Jacket, so much so they decided to go out and reenact his crimes against the Russians. In their eyes, Jacket was a hero. He single-handedly brought down the Russian mob to its knees, so they went out to become just like their idol, their hero. You following? This song has a triumphant feel to it, capturing the sound of the story's hero taking their stand against evil. But it's a group of war vets going around killing Russians and random thugs. Now, when they say in the face of evil, are they referring to the people they kill or themselves? It's a double entendre, you see. This song was created for a hero, but is being used by wannabe heroes. Now, do you understand?
Manny Pardo, trusted detective and possible Miami mutilator. Now, Pardo has proven to be a one-man army, an unstoppable killing force. I mean, for goodness sake, he took out an entire Colombian cargo ship by himself, mind you. It's clear he doesn't need any help when it comes to killing. He's good. Perhaps almost too good. Dare I say he's serial killer good. For a man with this track record, what song would best describe how psychotic he is? I think this would work. You have no idea how difficult this was for me. All of Pardo's themes are good, and they all fit with his character. So for a safe option, I opted to use this song because it gets my point across as quickly as possible. Initially, we were led to believe that Pardo was just that, a detective. We didn't know of his secret transgressions against Miami. We didn't know how capable he really was. And this song here decided to shed some light on our confused protagonist, if we can call him that. The presence of the song shifts into a threatening soundstorm, a total swindle if you ask me, just like how Pardo managed to fool everyone and himself into thinking that he was the Miami mutilator. I mean, he was and is, but I still can't prove it. Jake the Patriotic Snake. He didn't even serve in the military. At best, he was just a junkyard employee and a karate master. Jake is the only character who will happily serve 50 blessings as an overweight American-loving patriot. And what happens when you give a Confederate-abiding patriot a gun and a mask? He will do whatever the Americans say with a smile on his face. This song here mirrors that of bikers. He's not in it for the love of the game per se, he's in it for the love of his country. He doesn't understand what he's doing, he's just happy to be out here killing Russians. I mean, he did post up the 50 Blessings headquarters with the genius idea of telling them to do the plan that they've been telling other people to do, so he clearly doesn't understand. I mean, he's killing Russians, he doesn't care, he's happy just to be here. Now, Martin Brown is an interesting case. He's not a war vet or a murderer or anything. He's just an actor who had an infatuation with violence a little too much for a normal person. Perhaps this film was a way for him to express his violent tendencies. Maybe he was really inspired by Jacket and decided to take this role to honor his favorite serial killer. But he doesn't really seem to understand. Not even the director of the movie understands Jacket either. Now, I saw this in a YouTube comment section. I want to use it as my talking point because it's so on the nose. It describes Martin perfectly. So much of this, Martin is trying to replicate the actions of Jacket, yet he doesn't even know why he committed these crimes. It's like he doesn't even care about accuracy. Perhaps he was envious of Jacket because he did what he always wanted to do. This song is trying to mirror decadence from one, but it muddies up the details. At this point, it doesn't care about accuracy. It's just doing its own thing, like how Martin is continuing to film the movie, just to feel like the murderer he knew he always was. Evan is a troubled man, and this song captures his conflict between being a father and husband or a writer. Do I have to say more? Yes, I do. Now, Evan has been writing since the Russo-American conflict long ago. He's passionate about his craft, however, maybe he focuses too much on his craft. You see, during Jacket's trial, he felt like there was more to it than what was available to the public. So he uses his connections like Pardo and people who are around during that time. Oh hey, biker. He tries to uncover the truth, but discovering the truth comes at a price. Even though means well, he is prioritizing his work and writing over his family. This causes not only a rift between his family, but himself. Ever since that trial, he's sought out on uncovering the truth. about the masked maniacs and their motivation. This letter comes back to haunt him during his dream sequence in the subway when Richard confronts him about making dirty money on the deaths of many people. His wife is doing all the work to support the kids and can barely even keep up with rent. Run is not just a name, it's a choice. It's Evan's choice. Does he choose to run away from this book and continue being a family man? Or does he run away from his family and continue writing to know the full picture? This song tells us about this ever-growing conflict within him. Halfway, it breaks down two different sounds, ideals overlapping with each other. No clear indication, no clear path. Two sounds cannot coexist, and so it ends with nothing. It's up to Evan to decide how the song will end.
Now, I am not a emotional person, go figure. I tend not to weep to shows, movies, music, etc. But if I were given the choice to completely bawl my eyes out to a song, it's got to be this. Now, on a real talking level, have you ever felt tired? Have you ever felt drained? Have you ever felt that no matter what you do, you'll be back at square one? Well, do I have a song for you and a character for you. Henchman just wants out. That's all he wants. That false sense of hope that this will be the final mission. But reality sets in, and he later discovers that he can't have what he wants. With remorse, you get this feeling of hopelessness, that feeling of being tired with a chance, slim chance, of there being a way out of this endless cycle, but it never ends, and it never gets better. It's the same loop from the beginning. Even when he found the money, he thought maybe, just maybe, this would turn his life around. But the person who he decided to spend his life with, well, let's just say they had other plans that didn't involve him. And so now he's back to the beginning. But instead of complaining about the pain, he became numb to it. In the end, all he wanted to do was to just go home.
On the cusp of wanting to go home, we have Beard, and I think when it comes to being tired, this song explains it best. Fitting name, this feeling of being exhausted, this feeling of wanting everything to end, this feeling of this being the final job to end it all. This is what you hear. This is what you feel. This is Beard. Mission after mission, the Ghost Wolves were told countless times over and over again that they just need to do one thing, one more thing, and it'll be the end. But that turns into another and another and another. Beard doesn't want to kill anymore. He doesn't want to keep fighting this pointless war. All he wants to do is be in the store with his TV and his fan. These are nothing but distant dreams for him, yet he still holds on. He still holds out to that mission, the final one, the last one, that will either take his life or be the last one for good. But all he knows, all he cares about, is getting this last one done, so he can relax forever. Unfortunately, he'll be relaxing for the rest of his life. And now for Richter. I know what song best describes him, but I need to take a quick intermission and talk about this song because genuinely, it's so damn good. So let me set the scenario. Well, from what I experienced, it's late at night, probably 10, 11 p.m. You're playing Hotline Miami 2 with the only light illuminating from your monitor. You get to Richter's final level, and during the yard fight, this song starts playing. You don't know what it is, you don't know what's going on, but you kill a 50 Blessings loyalist, and this starts an all-out prison riot. All around you can see these lights flashing a dark red, and assisting this insanity is this. Oh my god, this! What I wouldn't give, what I wouldn't do just to experience this for the first time again! But this isn't about that. I want it to be, but we're moving on. Now back to Richter. Despite the fact that the perv is insanely goated, it doesn't fit Richter in my opinion. You know what does? Now, Richter's only motivation was to care for his ill mother, by any means. But when 50 Blessings started making invisible and audible threats to Richter, he had no choice but to act. The start of the song was so innocent, it's like you can't really blame him for doing these things. But then, the bass dropped, and the mood shifted. This song told me what kind of person he really is. Now, Richter, he doesn't want to be involved with 50 Blessings. He made this apparent when he ignored the calls, but when things got serious, he had to obey. He didn't want to do this, so why is he so good at it? I get it, it's a sense of survival, but you can't claim you're trying to survive while killing people with ease. I mean, he managed to survive a massive prison riot, killing policemen, inmates alike, with nothing but his own skill. It's hinted that Richter served in the military, doing what it's unknown, so that would explain why he's so skilled. But he does it with no remorse. Remember, he killed girlfriend and won, and immediately felt guilty and shame upon doing it. But Russians, whom he has no prior agenda over, he dispatches them with ease. He's doing this for his mother, and yet he's so good at it. Maybe, just maybe, he uses this to vent out or release some of his hidden anger. Later in the song, there's a moment where chants and screams can be heard before fading away. Maybe all Richter wanted to do was to let out his frustrations. Just like the song.
Oh, the sun. Oh, what's it gonna be? Oh, what song should I choose? Oh, there's so many options. There's like so many options. There's so many good ones. They're all good, but I have to choose. I must choose something. And I think I got it. I choose this. That's right. I went there. The son, from the get-go, takes business very seriously. As the successor to the father, all he wants to do is make his father proud. So he pulls no punches, he takes no breaks. You want to establish dominance over the Colombians? Well, just kill everyone in the meeting that they invited you to. You want to amass wealth? Just go and rob the bank that's being controlled by the Colombians. Matter of fact, you want to crush the Colombians? Go to their base of operations by yourself. Kill everyone there by yourself. And after you're confronted with the boss himself, let him know dying isn't even a fear to you. Then let your men gun him down. No build up, no beat drops, no nothing. Just cutting straight to the action, getting straight down to business. And Acid Spit and the Sun, they're just the same thing. They're just one and the same. No waiting, no second guessing, just getting down and getting dirty.
And just like that, that's the entire video. That didn't take long. That didn't take too long, I hope. So what did we learn here? The soundtrack to both Hotline Miami games is a work of art. These games needed the soundtrack to be as popular and recognizable as possible. These games, without the music, the songs, would be nothing. From slow atmospheric tunes that make you question your surroundings, to intense action music that makes you feel like a serial killer on a stroll, living their best life. So many memorable tunes, so many memories created with these songs, so many lives these songs changed or created. To me, the music isn't just a part of Hotline Miami. It is Hotline Miami.